What is up, everybody? This is Keith Jameson, Go Back Your Guy 231 across the DFS industry, here to break down, a game. I think that's what we're going to call Steelers versus Bears, because let's be real, not the best game on the slate, not one we probably even paid very much attention to at all if it wasn't for Showdown and being Monday night, but it's what we got. So let's jump right into it. Just a quick reminder, like, subscribe, comment. Let's just get right into the picks. 40 total, Steelers by 7 are the odds. So let's just kind of talk about the two locks, and then I'll go into the rest of the plays that are viable. So two locks in the slate. Najee Harris. Najee Harris is playing if I remember right, 95% of the snap shares. Crazy. 26, 24, 23 carries. That's on top of having a target share, 15 targets in the last 3 weeks. This is elite. Christian McCaffrey, with Danian Tomlinson, Dalvin Cook usage. Just happens to be that the Steelers, aren't that great of a team for most weeks. So we're not jamming him into our lineups. But, in this matchup for the Bears that aren't great in the run, no Khalil Mack, no Eddie Jackson, two of their best defenders are not going to be there. I think Najee Harris is just a lock and load. And to me is probably the preferred captain choice for cash games, just because you're locking in so many touches, you're locking in goal line, you're just locking everything that you could want. The other play to me that's a lock and load is Diontae Johnson. Even go back to last year, we're lucky at FSI because Keats is a Steeler fan. So we were on Diontae, I feel a lot, even before the consensus. But Diontae Johnson is Ben's go-to. Even when Juju was there, now Juju's gone and it's even more of a target hound. But look at this, 12, 13, 13, 13 targets. So, take out the Denver game, but the ridiculous floor for wide receiver. I think he makes a contrarian captain choice because I do think that the ownership will be so condensed to Najee, but Diontae Johnson, especially just a Steelers shift him all over the formation. You have Claypool on the outside that the Bears have to be really, really worried about. So Diontae just sliding in all these short 8-out throws, which is what Ben Roethlisberger has the arm talent to do at this point. There's not much talent there, but he does have the arm to get Diontae short. Diontae makes some plays after the catch. We do remember Diontae Johnson was the Steelers punt returner for a bit of time too, so he does have that open play ability. All right, those are your two locks. Let's go to the rest of the player pool. I think Ben Roethlisberger, just because of matchup and floor, you probably end up playing him in cash. I think there's a lot of worth to fading potentially both quarterbacks in GPP if you can find the players. I think that's the hardest part is all of a sudden, after you take these two and you take the quarterbacks, you start getting to do I really want to play this guy? Am I really going to play Allen Robinson? I think if Darnell Mooney's out, yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Do I want to play Pat Freiermuth? Do I want to play Cole Kmet? Do I want to play Khalil Herbert? All these guys are in play, but it's how much more confident are you on them versus a QB who is going to have kind of the most floor on the slate. So I think both QBs are fine. I think because of matchup only, especially with no Jackson and no Khalil Herbert, I think that's huge for Ben, where I think the Steelers scoring expectation is higher. So I think I prefer him. Justin Fields, however, we know just broke out of the game of his career versus San Francisco. Not an easy matchup either. But 10, and let's be real, what we're actually looking at is less of the passing, right? Big Ben can do that, but Big Ben cannot take 10 for 103 and a touchdown. Within that 5 fumbles. Geez, I just noticed that. Got them both back, but dear God, 5 fumbles last 2 weeks. That's not good at all. But Fields does give us that rushing upside. Those that know me, I love college, and that's the one thing that we love in college football is we got to lock in those high floor runners, and that's the same in the NFL when we do get the opportunity to. So Justin Fields is definitely in play. Realistically, can we go? I haven't played too much with builds, but can you go this? No, you're already locked out. So, you probably only can get 1 if you want to go there. You're not going to get 2. Now, if you all of a sudden you punt a kicker off or something like that, right? Let's look in that 6,000 range. So, is it Boswell? I'm assuming it's Boswell. It's Boswell. They just had Lambo for the 1 game, but I'm just going to double check. Full participant. Okay. We'll just assume. We'll double check that, but let's assume that it's Boswell. Now you could go ahead and make wait, you still can't get 2 QBs. So yeah, I don't think you're going 2 QB here. I think you're taking Johnson and Harris and not locking in a QB2. I don't know why I thought that you can make that work. So, pick one of Ben and Fields and then off and running from there. Let's talk about the off and running. Chase Claypool, I think, is fine. I think I prefer Deontay Johnson so much. We know that salary is going to be an issue here. So maybe as like a full stack, you could do something like that. Otherwise, he's probably GPP suited. Khalil Herbert is a tough matchup, but Khalil Herbert's touches are ridiculous. 23, 18, 19, 18, a little bit of work in the passing game too. So again, definitely profiles as a cash play. Maybe he's a departure off of if you don't want to jam the quarterbacks, but it is a tough matchup. Steelers are good against the run, top 10 against the run. So I'm not like crazy about him. I'm really interested in Allen Robinson if we don't see Darnell Mooney. Allen Robinson has not been great at all with Justin Fields, 4, 4, 7, and 5. Justin Fields definitely has preferred Darnell Mooney. But when Darnell Mooney's gone, Allen Robinson has to be the guy that soak up those targets. We know Allen Robinson in past years has just been, just a DFS monster. So to see him so down, he is healthy now. So I do think that he's worth a go, especially in GPP. Pat FREIERMUTH, I would make sure that Ebron's out. I think Ebron is officially out. Yeah, he's officially out. So Pat FREIERMUTH, especially in the red zone, is going to be a favorite of Ben Roethlisberger, but 14 targets the last 2 weeks. You're not looking at huge plays with Pat FREIERMUTH, but certainly can, get in look, I still want to say this. It's Monday night, right? Sunday and Monday night and Thursday for that matter. It's the year of the tight end in Showdown. So, not playing FREIERMUTH might be a mistake, but all these guys in that mid-range, they're all solid plays, but none of them are like spectacular. Mooney, I would just watch the injury notes. I tried to check just before this and there's nothing updated out. Go back up QB. Though I saw some dude won, I think the Millie off of playing Johnson on Thursday. So go for it. But, I'm playing more cash. I'm not looking at that. Cole Kmet at 5,800 is kind of yuck, but, we do know that Fields does like giving Kmet targets 6, 6, 5, and 4 the last few weeks. Washington GPP. I think the Steelers are a legit shot as a legitimate option, even in cash. Fields has been turning the ball over like crazy. It showed the 5 fumbles. It's missing some help on the offensive line. The Steelers do have a good pass rush. Just all signs, it's at home. All signs point towards potential turnovers for Justin Fields. You get 1 pick 6 and it's over. The Steelers are going to be in optimal lineups. So I like that. Goodwin is worth a look, as a punt. He is playing wide receiver 3 for Chicago. So 7 targets for the last 2 weeks. You got your kickers. As I always say, kickers kick. They're in play, especially like Boswell. Especially your favorite kickers are always played. Just look at like Gay last night for the Rams. Rams keep struggling to put in points. He has 3 field goals. What is that, a half? So don't think I'll be playing the Bears defense. Jesse James revenge. I don't know. Sure. Ray McLeod, I think, could be an interesting streamer, although he didn't get much involved last week. Let's see. I think there was one other here I wanted to mention. Let me just double check real quick. No, Zach told me there's one guy he wanted to mention. Gentry. So Zach Gentry. So Zach's exact words, Steeler fan goes, he's playing a lot, but not too many people will be interested because he kind of sucks. All that said, as you see last week, 3 receptions, 5 targets, 39 yards. It's 2,700. I'm sorry, it's 1,800 here. So it's definitely worth a look. I think that'll do it. You got enough options there, but lock in Najee Harris, lock in Deontay Johnson, pick a QB, go from there. I think that'll be a great start to your lineups. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Keith, aka Gator Guy 331. See you.